Hi and hello, everyone. Welcome to Diazable Reviews. My name is Matt Diazable. Thanks for coming on by. We talk about music here, we review music here, and yeah, let's get into this review. Today, I'm talking about this band called Father's Gun with their EP, Father's Gun. Now, this band comes out from Louisville, Kentucky, and they are as they would say, a holy terror genre band. And I think it's a version of like hardcore, some black and metal, all kind of mixed together, but it's a new genre. It's a genre that's been around for like a while now, from the 90s, inspired from the band Integrity and other bands. And I would say this band draws a lot of influence from Integrity, and such that they even got the singer of Integrity to get their art done here, which is kind of cool and everything. And they draw a lot of inspiration from movies and like David Lynch, movies like Twin Peaks and such. And they are a young band that's been around for probably like less than a year and trying to make some noise and get noticed and everything. So let's check out this band. There's some like creepy distortion here to help set the mood in this intro. And there's like some nice old 1920s music in the background to really reinforce that eeriness that they're trying to establish here. And it goes for so long that it actually created some like anxiety in me, where like I wanted it to end as soon as possible. And I thought that was a really amazing thing, that they were able to create a sense of anxiety in me from just listening to some music. So I think that's an incredible thing to do. So here's a little clip of "Give Me All Your Pain and Sorrow." I think it's all the static from the TV that just really like gets me all unnerved. Oof. From the intro song to this song, the production seems to really dip in quality because everything seems really muffled and everything. The riffs are really slow and groovy though, but then the drums, they kind of lack some power here. Vocals got some really good high register to it, it seems like, but they seem a little bit rough around the edges, like they need some more practice to figure out their sound a bit, I think. And as I was listening to the song, I couldn't really tell what kind of genre they were trying to do here. Felt mostly like a thrash band, but there's other elements in here that I couldn't really put my finger on it. So here's a clip of "Fire Walk With Me." Hard to really get a sense of their sound. Drums have more power here, and the style of music here feels more, ironically, more concrete here. Like, it reminds me of the band Full of Hell, like that whole chaotic hardcore metal style and everything. Vocals are a little bit too high in the mix, and they drown things out a bit, I think. And the bass sounds really high, like it's about to blow out the speaker during certain parts of the song. But it does have a good groove to it, but it just seems like it's turned up too high. The riffs have like a real high-pitched sound to them, like a squeal and whatnot, that they kind of overuse. It adds a nice touch to the song, but it is overused, I feel. And what I realized is by the end of the song, it reminded me of the band Spy, but a little bit on a lower budget feel. Again, the production seems to dip in quality in terms of like sound and everything, because I had everything turned up really high and I could barely hear anything on this song, except for maybe the cymbals here and there. And occasionally the kick drums I could hear. And majority of the song I couldn't hear while listening to it, so I feel like I can't give it a proper review. Like, it's not completely a bad song, it's just the production is just makes it really kind of unlistenable. Production on this song is much better than before because I can really hear the guitar riffs and everything, and they got a good sound and a good groove to them. Drums are a bit hollow in terms of the snare and kick drum, but the cymbals sound really good. And in the middle of the song, they got a really good groove and vibe and everything. The muffled vocals kind of work on this track. They really balance out with the instruments to create a interesting sound and feel and everything. So I'm going to play a clip of "Ribs" for you. around the edges here and there, but it's still got decent groove to it, I think. Slower and mild song with really muffled screams here. Drums and bass don't sound too bad here, and the riffs are entertaining, I would say, at least. Riffs get a little awkward in the song though at times, and I see what they're trying to do with this track, but the bad production is really hurting them in terms of executing their vision, I think. So this new band out from Kentucky, Father's Gun, kind of like really like got me hooked in with that intro song, with how creepy and eerie and everything is. It kind of set the bar for this EP for me, because I was like, oh, okay, what are we doing here? This is kind of like, it's making me feel anxiety. It's making me feel stuff. So that's always a good sign when any type of art can make you feel something that you were not originally feeling. So that was great starting point. But from then on, it was just a roller coaster of like highs and lows in terms of like production, like playing style, creative choices, presentation, vocal performances, guitar performance, drum performances, because there's a lot going on here that's kind of messy, and that is like namely the production, I guess, in terms of volume and mixing and mastering everything, because some songs I couldn't listen to because it was so hard to hear. Some songs were kind of okay to listen to, but it was always up and down with the volume. Like there was no consistent volume on this EP. And so sometimes it was hard to hear the drums, hard to hear the guitars, the vocals were really muffled. Everything seemed really muffled majority of the time. And I'm starting to think the vocals for sure might have been an aesthetic choice to be muffled at times, but the other stuff shouldn't have been as muffled as much. And so it was really hard to listen to stuff. But occasionally there was some groove here and there with the guitars and the drums at times. But not enough where like a whole song was like, this is a really consistently good song. They just had a few parts that were groovy and had a good vibe, but it was just really disjointed a lot of the times and not in the best way. And which makes me bring on the next thing is the genre. They're mixing a lot of things here: hardcore, black and metal, death metal, I think a little bit of grindcore. And I just don't think they're fusing these genres that well together. And so it's really hard to tell what they're trying to do here. I couldn't get a sense of like, oh, this is what I know and what I'm feeling. And kudos to them to try and expand out on going to a new genre, make something completely new. I totally get that and respect that. But it just felt very incoherent a lot of the times while listening to songs here, because each song would have different kind of riffs and drum parts that wouldn't go well together. They kind of clashed a bit, and so it just created a weird sound. It felt like sometimes like I wasn't really listening to music. It just felt like I was listening to some noises at times. But I still think because of that opening track, they were able to invoke some real feelings in me. Makes me think that there is potential in this band if they can just tap into whatever they were able to create with that opening intro track of eeriness, which makes me feel like, yeah, this band can do something in time. This is still their newest stuff. They're working out a lot of stuff. So hopefully in time, they can fine tune their sound. But until then, I would say if it wasn't for the opening track, it would be a lower score, but that opening track really sucked me in and everything. So I would say this EP from Father's Gun is a light 6 out of 10. Yeah, links down below. Check out this band. Tell me what you think. Tell me if my review was wrong, right, or if I got anything like misunderstood, or if you agree with anything I said. Let me know. Let's chat. Let's discuss. Until next time, guys. I'm Matt. Bye.
When you're gone, I'll tell them my religion's you. When punctures